Amidst the fervor of patriotism on Canada Day, Lloydminster residents enjoyed perhaps the biggest festival turnout ever at Budmiller Park. Josh Ryan with more.
The border city avoided the rainy conditions of Canada's capital just long enough to finish a glorious Saturday celebrating the nation's 150th anniversary.
It's a huge, momentous occasion for Canada and for Lloydminster, so hoping that people came out to share that with us.
The weather's terrific. We just had an excellent day, and you couldn't ask for it any better.
Music, food, acrobatics, and plenty of other entertainment had visitors spread across Budmiller Park.
Canada Day is definitely a special project where we utilize the full park. People are probably finding hidden gems that they maybe never seen before.
The day also marks a halfway point in 2017 in which City Council is able to reflect on a lot of groundwork laid for the future.
The audit gave us a lot of material to work with, and I think we've set a strong course for the city for today, tomorrow, and going forward.
Throughout the past few months, signs of economic upturn have given voice to optimism, and the attendance for the celebration feels like confirmation for that outlook.
How fast are we going to go up that way? Where no one knows for sure, but I think that basically we're moving forward, and the community's excited.
And that excitement could translate into continued growth for community events, especially on Canada Day.
We used to be kind of tucked back in the corner behind the amphitheater. Now we're spread full across the park, utilizing a lot of the different green spaces, and we're just really proud of where we've come, and hopefully Lloydminster will continue to come out and support us in our efforts.
Josh Ryan, Newcap News.
And Colonial Days is right around the corner. Starting next week, the largest fair in the region will be filled with carnival rides, concerts, and extreme shows. The Lloydminster Exhibition brings you an exciting 4 days of family fun happening July 12th to 15th and kicking off with a special event.
Parade is on Wednesday starting at 10. And it's, again, we're looking for one of our, as big as we've ever had. We had about 140 floats last year, so I'm thinking it's going to be a very strong parade again.
Colonial Days will attract more than 35,000 people to a variety of events, and there's sure to be something for everyone.
Our fair is lining up to be a great event again this year. 4 days, non-stop events, non-stop activities. We have over 150 different events, activities, cattle shows, horse shows, sheep shows, miniature horse shows, all the entertainment. It's huge.
Now, some new additions are planned for the Grandstand Show with a variety of concerts, including Cold Creek County, Charlie Major, and more. We have 2 dogs featured in this week's pet project. Felix is an energetic and friendly dog who enjoys long walks, while Curtis is a mild-mannered and full of love. Here's John from the SPCA.
This lovable fellow is Felix. Felix arrived at the SPCA at the end of May with a serious bite wound at the base of his tail. It took over a month for the wound to completely heal, but now Felix is up for adoption and ready to meet his new family. Felix is a very playful and energetic fellow who just loves people. He enjoys nothing more than going for a long walk as long as there's someone to join him. Felix is a glass half full kind of guy that is sure to bring a smile to the face of everyone he meets. Be sure to stop by the SPCA and meet this wonderful fellow today. Mild-mannered, friendly, and full of love are just a few words to describe Curtis. Curtis was found as a stray in the Fishing Lake area back in June. The minute he arrived, we could tell that he was very well behaved. Curtis rarely jumps up, but rather is perfectly content just to sit by your side and get some extra love and attention. One look into his soft, sincere eyes and you'll be able to see how much he appreciates it. All Curtis needs now is to find that special family to share his love with. If you be that family, stop by the SPCA and say hi to Curtis today. You'll be so glad you did.
Well, we're finally feeling that summer heat, but as the temperature rises, it's important to be sun safe while spending time outdoors. Heat stroke happens when your body overheats while exposed to high temperatures during a prolonged period of time. It's important to notice the signs of a heat stroke as it can be damaging to the brain and organs.
Headache, usually extreme tiredness, lethargy, extreme tiredness, but sometimes very rarely you could get a headache and eventually a seizure, but that's too late. That's when you've been in the sun for too long.
If you must be outdoors for a long period of time, you should take frequent breaks by seeking shade or head indoors to an air-conditioned building and make sure you're keeping hydrated.
The commonest things are to make sure you wear a hat when you go out in the sun, especially if you're bald like me. Secondly, drink lots and lots of fluids.
If you suspect someone has heat stroke, call 911.
This is Newcap Sports.
After 2 thrilling tournament wins Saturday, the Lloydminster Peewee Twins entered Sunday's championship game, taking on one of those teams from Saturday, the Medicine Hat All-Stars. The Stars got the better of the Twins Sunday in a 4-3 win, but as Lance Phillips explains, it's the bigger picture the Twins are focused on.
A loss is tough, no matter how it happens. In the case of Peewee Twins players, this loss is even tougher, considering they were not only 70 feet away from tying a 4-3 game, but also had a chance to win their own tournament.
It's kind of tough because we were going 4-0 into this game, and then we lost to a team that we've already beat before. So it was kind of hard.
After scoring 24 runs over 2 games Saturday, the team struggled at the plate Sunday, due in large part to strong pitching from Medicine Hat. But the overall feeling amongst the group is positive, considering they beat 4 of Alberta and Saskatoon's best AAA teams to earn a spot in the championship game.
I think we did good. In the last game, we needed to get on the bats a little bit more. We need to hit.
I think we feel pretty good because we know that we can beat AAA teams and we're only a AA team. So our chances for provincials and a AA provincials, I think, are pretty good.
And this is how the weekend's tournament benefits them the most. Seeing top quality AAA pitching and hitting, something they won't see at the provincial tournament in Weyburn, July 21st to 23rd.
I think we have a pretty good chance because last year we didn't do very well in provincials, so we definitely have more of a shot this year.
I think we have a pretty good spot going into provincials, but again, we lost to this team that we've beat already before, so it's kind of hard, but I think we have a good chance in provincials.
And a belief that they have a chance can go a long way to winning more games. Lance Phillips, Newcap Sports, Lloydminster.
Wrestlers' basketball season hasn't started yet, and already the women's team is dealing with a major injury that may derail not only playoff hopes, but also championship aspirations. Here are Lance Phillips and Josh Ryan to break down the breakdown.
This week on The Gloves Are Off, we're talking CPCA, we're talking Raptors, we're also talking Canada 150, an iconic sports moment, Josh. But why don't we start locally and we'll get on the wrestlers, because there's a couple of topics in wrestling land that really need to be discussed. Absolutely. Let's talk on the women's basketball side first. Okay. Tori Dugan, a big point guard coming back to Lakeland from Australia, has torn an ACL. She's out for the season already, hasn't played a game with wrestlers yet. What are they going to do at the point guard position?
Yeah, devastating blow, especially after we had just talked about how pumped they were for this season. Basically, they're going to have to go in-house for their options unless they can find a last-second recruit from somewhere else, which, talking to Coach Chris King, that's not likely what they're going to do. They can, survive the ship for a little while with someone like Angela Barron carrying the ball a bit, Taya Paylor taking some of the decision-making up, and someone like Georgina Henley, who's Tori's Australian teammate, coming in to also handle the ball a little bit. So by committee, they might be able to stay afloat for a little while. But against tough teams, they're going to be in trouble without her, and they're going to have to rely on all the other people on the roster doing their jobs better than expected to be a championship team.
I mean, realistically, this was a top 2 or 3 team, maybe even a top team in the ACAC, not even the North, the ACAC.
Yes.
Where do you see them falling now?
I think they're still a top 3 team in the North because Concordia loses players. Nate's not going to be as strong either. Keanu could be strong, but none of the other teams in the North Division look like they'll be strong enough to really push them. So I think they still easily make the playoffs. Exactly where they go after that, I don't know. They might not be past the first round of the playoffs, but I think Kinger will look to get them past that still.
On the men's volleyball side, of course, they haven't made the postseason in quite some time.
Yes.
And this may be the year they do it. They've got some new recruits that may help them get over the hump.
True. Brady Cole from Newfoundland, 6'7", very lanky, athletic kid that could replace Bryson Keck in the middle. We'll see how quickly he develops this year. Also coming in, Cody Field. He's a veteran outside hitter from the College of the Rockies. Will provide some leadership and some ball handling skill. However, they're still lacking a right side, and that is problematic.
What do you see them doing to kind of fill that void?
Probably have to put Torin Jory into that slot and see how he does. And if he doesn't pan out, Braden Griffith might move over to the right side from his left side position one, and you have Aaron Collins and Field play those two power hitters in that spot. But I don't know if Griffith's a great fit either. We'll see what happens.
Josh Ryan giving you the lowdown on what to expect in Lakeland Wrestlers Gym this upcoming fall. All that and more coming up, and the gloves are off tonight.